Hello, everyone. Oh, no, they're still out.
I'll let them in at 3.
Yeah, exactly. I forgot. And I need to, let me share my, hello, everyone. Oh, no, they're still out. Was I, mm,
Okay, it's 3 now. I'll let them in.
okay.
Oh, yes.
Thank you, Faye. Hello, guys. Welcome back. I can see some familiar faces. Faces, I mean the names, I remember. Just yeah, we have like 4 or 5 minutes buffer. Just wait for more people to just come in. In the meanwhile, yeah, grab your water, your snack. Hello, Lim. It's Shalom. What's your name? Lim or Shalom? Can I ask? So then I have it right next time I call you. Shalom. Okay, perfect. Nice. Means peace, right? In Hebrew. Yes, thank you. Let's wait a few minutes. If you don't hear anything from me, it's just because I'm not just don't want to clutter the conversation. We just wait a couple of minutes, revising my notes, even instructor says notes, of course. I can also start to ask you guys if you can have you like me a notebook close to your screen right now. If you can have like a piece of paper and a pen. We are not going to make a really, I would say, not exercises. There's not going to be like a workbook, but am I going to invite you to think about a possible uh, scenario, a possible brand that you want to think of brainstorm with? Or the next question, let's wait a few more minutes. It will be, I would like to know a bit more about your businesses. If you have anything that in mind that you would like to use as example today for our our workshop. You know, it's always good to have a clear, so to have a purpose, I will say, for designing, for attending a workshop is good. It's a good thing to have a purpose, but it's not necessary. So if you have it, I will say, let's use your example for the next a bit of brainstorming session that we will have. If not, we are gonna just use the example that I'm gonna give you. But again, to take out the best and most of this workshop, I'll invite you to just take a pen and paper, write down everything that I will invite you to brainstorm. So then you have ready-made ideas, plans, strategies to implement immediately right after the workshop for your own brand. Oh, nice. Okay, we have already somebody saying pins do fresh flower preservation. We can use this to brainstorm. Yes, I mean we are gonna use another example. No, I prepare on the slides, but on the side, let's also brainstorm these fresh flower preservations idea. Would you mind, in the meanwhile that we are starting starting in a few minutes again, the deck, describe me quickly what's a bit of your manifesto, what you do, like really in short 3 lines. So we can use you as a kind of like a case study for everyone. And I want to be sure that I have all information correct about your business, your idea. At the same time, guys, if somebody else would like to share if they have a brand, if they have an idea, if they have a business, doesn't have to be a big business, can be just again an idea of something that entertains you in your free time, and we can use it for examples. Oh, I do have another one. Shalom. Okay, you do marketing for a medical transport business. Nice. Medical transport business and something that is again, let me see if you want also to write a couple of lines to make sure that everyone is aligned with what you do, so kind of like your business objective. But medical transport business means like in between hospitals and thank you, good. I'm happy when you use the thumbs up and the communication the board, because makes my life easier and I don't feel like I'm actually talking to myself. Marketing for medical transport business is I'm not sure if it's something extremely no, actually it's something extremely important, like for example the blood bags, I assume, right, between hospitals, or even like something that is like very, very time sensitive and extremely life important, like the organ donation maybe, or is it like that? Or medical transport, we are talking about purely ambulances, special trucks that have, I don't know, refrigerators and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm honestly, that's a very new topic for me, but I'm extremely excited because I think that the power of brainstorming together in a bit more community part is extremely enriching. Okay, 3:08. I think it's time to start, guys. So okay, sorry, small interaction. So we got one of the examples we're gonna use. So we have one of the participants. One is talking about having do a marketing for a social media and transportation business. Mainly, the business objective is to grow the social media following. Good. And the business is working with dialysis patients to bring them to and from medical appointments. Okay, Good, very clear. So from home to the hospital, clinics, and so on. Good, that's one example. Then we have another participant that say, thank you, Shalom. Another one that has a business or that does fresh flower preservation. Okay. So it means that the bridal bouquet, the moment they are like done for that special day, they've been, pressed, I think, right, and then framed to always have that kind of memory, always like display, and it's a very, very nice nice thing. Quite nice. Actually, a friend of mine has it now that I think it's quite nice. Good. Okay, so I mean, imagine that also for that kind of business, we need a bit more kind of like awareness and a bit of a social growth and so on, right? Okay, so let's start the webinar today that is about content strategy and brand storytelling. Keep a pen and, like me, notes below your close to your screen, and we're gonna use it to jot down some ideas. Okay. So I am Martina. Maybe some of you already know me because I ran a couple of more webinars in the past few weeks. But I'm a visual and UX designer. I've been living in Singapore for 12 years now. And content strategy and brand storytelling is something that I adore. I really like it because it's where we are really understand how to connect with the people, audience. And it's not only to drive sales. That sounds a bit, venial, but also to really provide solutions, support, and understand what are their needs. Okay, if you have any questions today, please write them on the meeting chat, and I'll try to follow along the presentation. It's going to be 1 hour and a half. I'll try to be short, fast. I'm a person that talks a lot, so I'll try to don't be extremely long. Okay. So this workshop, guys, is brought to you from Hutch Media House, that is a digital and design and marketing agency here in Singapore. And I represent Hutch as a designer and marketer. So we want to partner with organization, no matter the size, could be something very, very small, somebody a bit bigger and consistent, and we want to understand how we can help on their journey to navigate, digital world. Could be social media, could be a design, a website, could be a design, a strategy. But our objective is really to resonate with community and create a really meaningful experience. So, guys, let's start and look into the objective, right? What's today's session, right? Brand and start. Sorry, I was reading. Sorry, Pink. I read your message. I read your message later. Okay, so in today's session, when we talk about brand storytelling and content strategy, what we are gonna look at it is not only creating posts for social media, barely doing that. Sorry. Yes, this session will be recorded, and then the slide. Let me know if the slides are gonna be shared. Sati, I'm gonna check, but for sure it's gonna be recorded, and you can review it later. Okay. But let's back into our the menu of today, our today's cocktail. So which are the ingredients? We are gonna understand how crafting a unique brand story, and again, we are not talking only to Nike, Adidas, Apple. They are giants in that. Those are very good to consider them as a best practice, but crafting a brand story could also be from a very small flower press person that can do that even as a side job. Okay, something so big like Apple, something so small as a small side business that will keep you up with your passion. And it's also good if also makes a bit of money on the side. That is not something that will hurt anybody. We're gonna see how it's extremely important, and how also to do a creating a cohesive content strategy. Okay, we talk a lot about this idea of strategy, not to being in a negative way. So being a strategy sounds a bit like on a war field. I don't know if you play with a chess or any kind of online video games, you need to win something, you need to have a strategy. It sounds a bit negative. Actually, no, let's use the word strategy, but just to translate into plan. We need to create a cohesive plan. Plans are beautiful, plans are good because help you understand which are the milestones to achieve, which are the path to take. It will keep you going towards the right direction without distraction. So we are gonna see how to implement a very cohesive plan. And then we're gonna focus a lot about our audience, right? Because that's actually, as I said in the beginning, the most beautiful part. We are starting to understand the people that we are talking to. We are going to see who are the guys that we are trying to help, entities, other businesses, anything. But talking with the audience is extremely our key part to build up a successful business. Talking and actually listening our audiences. They are going to give us all the answers to the questions we have. So this presentation is going to divide it in three main parts. Let's start with the first one. Is the last one. The last thing that I said is how important is starting from understanding our audience. Okay, so we are trying to understand who are the people that are coming to our store. It could be a physical, it could be a digital one, right? The fact that is not could be a physical one, but and then will be a bit easier because we can really see how these people are interacting with our services. We imagine if somebody again walk around Takashimaya, enter the stores, and they start to see, I don't know, mainly we are approaching Halloween. I don't know. So people, we can see they are more prone to go and look for maybe spooky costumes or colors that are around, like black, orange, I don't know, white and stuff like that. And then we will try to, we understand what they are more interested to, and that would be fantastic. But if we don't have a physical story, we cannot really observe where these people are going, what's their preference are. We need to do it online with specific tools. An important thing is to try to understand who are they, okay? So we need to interact with them as much as we can. We need to learn their experiences, where they come from. We need to start to provide them their our best service. Okay, we need to provide the best service, but we need to start to understand first what are the pain points, what they need, why are they with us, how we can help them. Okay, so I will say that if we have to talk about the keywords, if strategy is a plan, that's the first keywords. The second one around these big terms, that is audience. Audience is very broad. We have to think on understanding. We need to really understand where are these people pain points, how we can provide solution, and most of it, the moment that we figure out which are these elements that we can solve for them, we need to find a way to talk, to communicate. So which are the best channel to reach these people. Imagine if it's a physical store, if we are sales support team, we can easily approach and just invite them to, to understand what their needs, which kind of size they need of clothes, which kind of color, and so on. That's clear, but how we can do that digitally, right? We don't have anybody to talk to, but we need to figure out which are the best channel to talk with them. Okay, so audience matters. I would like to twist a bit this question to you, and if you are able to quickly answer on the chat box and tell me why audience is so important. Not only because they are the potential buyers, understand, they are the one that actually might give you money to to pay your rent, to survive, and so on. That's okay, but try to understand why audience matters a bit above the idea that they are just the people that are buying your product. If you can answer on the meeting chat. Okay. In the meanwhile, I can keep giving you some food for thought, some hints. So why the audience is extremely important, right? We need to tailor content that leads to best engagement, right? Even not better engagement. But the moment that we know what the people, our audience will need, will also help us to create and discern the kind of content we are going to create, because content is such a broad terms, and content is everywhere, everything, everywhere right now. 2024, it's a lot. Content and media, digitally, analog side, in the traditional marketing and in now digital marketing, content is really a lot. How do we know where to start? How do we know what is best and what's not? Our audience will give the answers on which are the best content to create the moment we are there to listen. Okay, understanding their pain points, again, enhance the relevance, because people will feel that actually their problems are going to be solved, and it's not something like life-threatening, like problems. I don't know, like how I'm trying to think about something very big, but even like let me think about the dry business, the flower business. Imagine a bride that would like to don't have only just their pictures around their picture of the wedding around the house. That might be a bit too cheesy, but she was extremely in love with like the bouquet, and maybe the flowers that she chose had a special meaning for her, and she would like to really see that kind of memory hanging, see in the house. But the pain points will be, will not be extremely nice or beautiful to see this kind of like a dry bouquet. Maybe it might attract insect, will be falling. Yeah, that's a pain point. So how we can assist this person to preserve their bouquet and create and maintain the memory. Okay, understand that. 1 second, I finish the list and then I go into the meeting chat. The other thing is, how we can identify the most effective channels for communication. People, also imagine yourself, right? Maybe you are very, very digital, very tech, or you have also a lot of time. You are a person that is in social media very much, like Instagram, TikTok, I don't know, Twitch, Reddit, Facebook. Okay, but maybe you are not all in this channel. You are a person that prefer to have communication using only WhatsApp and Telegram, or you're a person that is attracted to watching videos, or finds useful to watch video while doing, I don't know, chores or do other thing in the house. So those are channels, extremely like a wide range of channels. They are touch points of one single brand or service, and we need to understand which are the channels that will communicate something different to different audience. Okay, I'm gonna go a bit more in deep later. If I'm gonna lose too much time just on the first slides. Okay. So let me see what is being said on our chat. Okay, we were talking about this medical transportation, right? So help people to move from appointment to home and somehow and these kind of things, right? So the audience in this case, thank you for sharing, Shalom. So the main audience are primary caregivers of seniors with chronic kidney conditions and mobility issue, right? So typically women between 40, 65 age range, and they want to make their life easier by giving them the peace of mind and respite that they don't have to find a way to go to the appointments. I think also the booking, right? That's the sort of things. And I totally understand how this business might be it's extremely good, useful to make somebody else life easier, to be able to focus on other things that also matters. Okay. I don't know, guys, if you really heard about personas. For who has attended some of our webinars in the past, we mentioned this idea of personas. If you want to tell me on the chat box if somebody knows what they are, I'll try to be a bit short. But the audience personas, okay, are fictional characters that are representing our ideal customers, right? If I ask you to close your eyes and imagine who is your ideal customer, who is going to use your product, I'm pretty sure that, you know, you can imagine, you can already shape the person, right? At least one, right? At least one that is your main customer. As Sharon was sharing, will be a caregiver or will be old woman around like 60, right? So creating and imagining these kind of personas will help us, the marketers or the business owners, to understand which kind of needs and problems this person has. It's a sort of like trying to put us in their shoes, right? Try to empathize much more with what they need. This, of course, is like a waterfall, will guide us through content to create content that really resonates with the right people. Okay, so will not make us lose time trying to achieve for like people that might not, we are completely out of our range of target. Okay, so imagine imagine all these kind of people that they are using your tool, and why and how they not only look like in terms of aesthetics, but why are there, why they land on your social media page, on your website, and so on. Okay, so we are going to make an exercise, sorry, on how to create audience personas later, but I want to give you a bit of introduction on how to do it. What are the ingredients of audience personas? Okay, imagine those personas are they have a characteristic of people that existing, but they are archetypes, they are examples, they are an imaginary person, right? It's you can give a random name, John, Jane, then maybe has you can use, I don't know, the example of having, I don't know, your mom or a friend or somebody that you imagine has that kind of problem. It could be your customer, but again, it's just an idea of a possible customer. Okay, we are talking about the 3 ingredients, right? The components are around demographics, so we know more or less the age, we know where they come from, we know their occupation, we know their martial status, we know this kind of like very, very simple, easy information that somehow you're going to find on a passport. Let's go to that. Demographics are information written on passports, very like there. when we talk then about psychographics, then we start to understand more on what these people interested are, what they like, what they dislike, what are their values in life, what they believe, what they care. And then we understand also their lifestyles. All of these things that are much more personal, right, will help to understand what's the decisions driven on choosing one things over the other. And they are all rational, right? They are just not waking up one day and say, okay, I want to buy just, I don't know, paper bags because I like having the feeling of paper to gift everything to my I don't know, families for Christmas. But maybe there are people that are really caring about sustainability, right? So they are trying to get rid of the plastic in the house, and their value are strongly into like trying to get a better world, consume less plastics, reduce the amount of trash, and so on, right? So all these kind of elements are driving by these, what we call it, the description is what we call it psychographics. And then we have behavioral patterns, okay? Purchasing behavior, content preference. These, again, what I said before, will go along with why a person prefers one product rather than the other. What are the decisions that are people taking in account before subscribing, buying, trying out, make any decisions. All of these, when the moment we are gonna design this kind of persona, will help us to shape it in detail. The more details the persona is, the more we are able to shape best content for that kind of audience, okay? And again, it will drive better sales because we are really targeting the right people, okay? So on the next, not these slides, but the next one, we are gonna work on what is called the Explorer's Persona Map Dashboard. Okay, so it's what we're gonna see is just a dashboard. Let me show you. Is here we go. Is this a dashboard just that give us a sort of like it's a blueprint? Is a it give us direction to design this persona. We're going to create a detailed profile that will help us to understand who is our perfect, ideal, let's go, perfect is not really clear, but our ideal user, right? I will suggest you now, before jumping into explaining what are these 6 words in detail, I would like to ask you guys if you can just focus a bit on your piece of paper, okay? And write down, I would say, just one ideal customer that you have in mind. And just try to understand who this person is, okay? As we said before, the caregiver for the medical transport marketing system, maybe a bride for the bouquet, very easy, or I don't know which other businesses you guys have in mind, but if you want to share it on the box, we can I can help you to brainstorm together. So let's have a couple of minutes. Let me see. Yes. Okay, guys, I think that 2 minutes are there. I didn't see any message on the meeting chat, but I'm sure you have a specific person in mind, right? I believe so. So let's go a bit more in detail to this, but using an example that I prepared before. And last time we used a succulent business, or who was in the webinar a few days ago. Today we are talking about the aquarium and a fish business. Okay, let's have a bit of introduction. Okay, let's see how an aquarium and fish shop business owner, okay, can use a persona to map the understanding of their customer. We have a bit of a range of customers right now. We have people that has like a very initial approach into this kind of like a very complicated work. So they might like fishes, or they want to purchase a fish to just have it in their house, or maybe a gift for a kid, something like this. But there are also people that are really like investing a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of resources into being aquarists. Okay, it could be quite a substantial hobby. Okay, so we are trying to see how we can create personas, in this case two, we'll say, and how we can tailor the content of the aquarium and fish business, whatever content we have, to meet their specific interest. Okay, for these two range of people, for people that they don't know much about aquarium, but also for really experienced one. Okay, so start ready to imagine what it could be. Okay, so you see how now populated are these 6 boards. But let's go one by one together, because I believe that having example clearly in front will help to make us less work in our brain into imagination, because that's very clear. Okay, so imagine, okay, the demographics. Okay, let's try to understand what are the demographics of a typical customer. Could be somebody that can purchase. Okay, so we are not really looking into kids. They might be extremely enthusiastic about fishes, but let's look into somebody that has a bit of purchase power. Okay, doesn't have to be very expensive, but some purchase power. So somebody that is between 25, 45 years old. Fishes are, yeah, they are. I'm very glad that it's not a passion only for boys or only for girls, but everyone could be passionate about the marine life, and we should. Let's talk about where this person lives, even in that's located in Singapore. It could be, I don't know, could be River Valley, urban areas very close to malls, and maybe a bit elevated pet shops, or can also be on the suburban areas, like a bit more like, HDB outside the business district, the city center, but they might have access also to I don't know, as a physical shop, or they are passionate about these kind of things because they have seen friends with those. In terms of occupation, imagine if it's like a middle income professional, homemaker, somebody that is a freelancer, maybe has sometimes to spare during the day to maybe dedicate a few hours or I don't know how many hours, a few hours to this passion. Somebody that maybe has a bit of purchase power, that can spend some money to buy some more interesting fishes, or like alga, or a specific filter for the water, stuff like that. Okay, and these are the demographics, like purely a description of a person that is able to buy or access these kind of services, purely as that. Then we look into the psychographics. Okay, these are the kind of things of will describe a bit better the kind of preferences, the kind of why these people like these kind of things. Okay, so maybe there are people that are more like hobbyists, you know, they like a very specific kind of home decor. They have a vision on how they see their house. Maybe there are people that are very into animal pet care. They like having, I would say animals in general, but like a dog, a cat, they like the fishes, turtles, or there are people that actually like whatever is maritime. It's very, very beautiful to see. I don't know how a fish is swimming in the water, or kind of like recreating small little words, sort of like terrarium with water, and this is called aquascaping. Something that I've been seeing a while, and it seems very, very like trivial, but aquascaping seems a very, very big passion, very big hobby to a lot of people. So really being a sort of like a god creating, you know, a very, very nice, beautiful setup. But instead of using like a, you know, like a dollhouse elements, like, I don't know, a chair, a table, a cup or so on, whatever you're using, actually a specific alga or rocks that looks like these, the kind of sand, the kind of stones. There is a lot. It's just not filling a bowl of water with some stones. Find it in, I don't know, East Coast Park. Okay. So these kind of people actually, they value a lot, for example, the aesthetics, the beauty. They like to have a peaceful and tranquil environment at home. They feel that they can have some responsibility for other individuals, other living beings that are not only people, but also for pets. They care about the health of other small things living in this world, like fishes and plants, for example. The kind of lifestyle of these people has is like they enjoy hobbies. Maybe they are also environmentally conscious. They know a lot about marine life. They know, for example, what the threatens constantly right now, our seas, our coast, the seabed. So there are people that actually would love to kind of like develop a passion that maybe in the future might make a difference, we hope, right? Let's work into something that is a bit more easy to think. We need to understand what are the pain points. Okay, after describing these personas, that assuming that they are living a very good, fantastic, joyful life, they might find some challenges that are related to this kind of hobby, this kind of passion. One could be that they find challenge to find the right aquarium setup. Could be, I don't know, big, small, depending on their investment they want to make, or also depending on the space they have in their house. Another challenge might be also maintaining a healthy aquatic environment. I really think that, you know, nobody would like to keep purchasing over and over fishes that are constantly belly up, floating every morning, right? A challenge will be keeping all the elements that is being carefully selected and bought and placed in the environment healthy and alive, right? One of the problems will be there is too much out there, a lot, right? I haven't tried it, but if I Google, I don't know, aquarium makers, aquarium, how to call it, gadgets, setup, I'm sure there is a lot, from very high-end shops to Lazada links. Okay, so there is a lot out there. How do we know what's best and what's best fitting our needs? Okay, there is maybe also a lack of knowledge about fish care. It's not only buying a tiny orange fish, just put it in a bowl and then he just there and survives, you know. We need to understand better about which kind of food for the type of fish, how many times a day, if it's too much, if it's too little, the amount, needs to, I don't know, change in the, like having a sort of like a diet. Maybe not a goldfish might be so complicated, but I'm pretty sure that some aquarium that they have fishes, but also crustacean or mollusk in it, they might have a different kind of diet, and there is different kind of food that we need to provide. And then let's look about needs, right? What are the needs of these kind of people? Looking at the challenges and the problems. The need will be to easy understand, to have a easy to understand guidance, right? Where do they find this information that can help to have a healthy aquatic environment? Their fishes are alive, they eat well, the right aquarium size, and so on. Where do they find information? Again, if we are just Googling YouTube, there's going to be a lot, but how these sources are right and reliable. And those are the pain points. I'm pretty sure that your brain works well with this, because it's one of the easiest. Let's look at the goals and aspiration, right? Why these people wants to embark in these kind of things, right? You're gonna say, oh my God, crazy. Why doing that, right? But you know, we don't have to question why a person has to build an aquarium rather than just I don't know, scroll social media constantly and on their free time. But we need to start to understand what their aspiration, what their goals, even if they are completely far away from us, you know. We need to understand what they like to have, like to do, like a simple as a beautiful home, a more welcoming home, or you know, like the water and the swirling of fishes might create a very serene and peaceful environment for some people, right? For maybe some, we were talking about, you know, the different range. There are some maybe professionals, aquarists, people that are very, very much invested. They would like to build a reputation out of it. They would like to be guides for other people. They might would love to have their own. They want to share their own knowledge, their mistakes, and what they have been find the solutions. Right? There also could be this kind of like educational inspiration for people that are loving these kind of tools. And then we need to understand when we talk about media consumption is where these people are. Where do they spend most of their time online, right? We're not talking about the physical shop in this case. Yes, they can go to the physical shop, but if we are talking about like digital marketing, where are these people looking for information? Where do they spend their time? In Instagram, in Pinterest, YouTube, TikTok. They prefer to see advertisement over the TV. They listen to radio. Where are they? Okay. And which kind of content do they like the most? Are the people very crafty, you know, very handy? So they have quite a wide collection of do-it-yourself DIY tutorials, or there are people that they have a very strong aesthetic, so maybe they like to see how a space will look like, and they try to replicate it on their own space. Or maybe there are people that are passionate about any kind of animal, so they might like to know more how, you know, how a bird is a specific bird likes to do, where the bird is in environment, what its kind of food. The same for I don't know, breed of dogs, breed of cats, and so on. Okay. And then the last point that is important to then drive sales and drive conversions, right, is to understand what is the purchase behavior. Why these people will buy something over another? What's their shopping preference? Is it quality over price? They prefer a more comprehensive solution where they don't have to think about anything and is everything already laid down for them, or they are more looking for something that is a bit more niche, very, very specific, could also be. Let's think of what are the decision factors. In this case, even thinking about an aquarium, how is the difficulty of putting up together an aquarium for beginners? Or how is, if you're not anymore a beginner, you want to kind of like level up your game, how to enlarge an existing aquarium, how to reuse whatever you have, and so on. You want to understand what the aesthetic appeal of the things that you are that you've seen on your media consumption, on your media channels. And then, of course, you would like to understand also what other people that they are in the same situation as yours, or they were in the past, what were their opinions, what are their reviews, why other people bought one thing over the other. Okay, I think it's pretty explanatory. It's pretty easy, this one, to understand. Tell me if you have any question. Just pick up my phone to be sensitive about time. Okay, need to speed up a bit. Okay, so what I would like to also talk with you about this Voyage chart dashboard. Okay, so this one is a bit of a next level, right? It will make you help, so it will help you to better understand rather the audience, but here it will describe a bit better your business, right? So the past board and this board and the next board we're going to see are part of this strategy, this plan that we are having to better achieve results. Okay, so having always, imagine if you're printing this and you have it always here on your, next to your screen, once you're, while you're working, you're preparing about your business, will help you to always have your objective clear. Okay, so no distraction. It will help you to always be focused on who is your audience, where you are, what's your business doing, where you're going. That's going to be the next one. And how to also, for example, create the content, right? So, for example, here, still with the aquarium business, we need to understand the business itself. What's the service description? What is it? What does this business do? It's exactly what I was asking you before to write on the chat box, right? What is your main primary goal? What you're doing, right? In this case, this business is offering a range of high-quality aquarium and diverse selection of freshwater and saltwater fishes, allowing maintenance, accessories, and expert advice for aquarists of all levels. So it's not only a shop, a platform that it offers just a Lazada thing, like a lot of items, but it's also guiding you through purchasing the right things, or behaving on a certain behavior if occurs some problems. What's the benefits for the customer? Think about what are you doing that makes your customers happy, right? What's your business? Not what your, so what's your business goal to make this audience life better? Maybe it enhances the beauty of having living space, right? Because it's very beautiful to see an aquarium and these fishes working around. It will bring tranquility into homes and offering a very peaceful and engaging hobby. Or can also, you know, you provide which kind of solution, right? You provide that all you want kids to make these things happen quickly and fast. So you have an easy setup kit to, again, having a nice aquarium environment at home. But let's look into why you are different on your competitors. Why your product, your approach, your services might tailor different problems compared to the other fish shops out there. Okay, you may provide in-depth knowledge for experts and guidance for fish care, tank setup and maintenance. Or you have a wide range of customization options. So your aquariums are not like copycat. They are not looking at all the same, but they appeal for people with different needs in terms of money, in terms of space. You have a wide quality and variety of fishy species or alga or accessories or solution for cleaning tanks and so on. Okay, so when we talk about how we are addressing the pain points of a customer, okay, so how we are approaching this. Okay, we are trying to simplify the process of setting up an aquarium. Imagine how to do it with maybe easy to follow guides. It could be I don't know, a pamphlet, right? Could be a YouTube link. It could be a short, I don't know, 1 minute explanation podcast, something that you can, just listen. Okay. What are the pain points about maintenance? The shop is offering a low maintenance solution that you can do it maybe at home. You don't have to purchase extremely expensive tools or I don't know, solutions, but something that you can do at home, and then eventually can also offer a kind of like a helpline in case things are getting a bit out of hand. And of course, they are trying to support the fact that there are lack of reliable information, right? So they are providing really accurate, trustworthy advices, because they are people that are working in the industry for a long time, or if they are not extremely expert, they can have some experts, let's call it like a guest, or they partner up with somebody that is actually, I don't know, part of imagine, I'm brainstorming right now. They are they are working on the SCCA aquarium in Sentosa, and maybe they partner up with somebody that is taking care of a specific tank, and they can give some tips. And then, of course, we need to understand what makes these customer fulfill, why they're happy. It has to resonate more into like a deeper level of connection, right? They don't do this just because they don't have anything to do in their life or during the day, but they need to nurture that kind of sense of achievement, right? The sense of pride, accomplishment on creating something on their hands and taking good care of another, like a living being, that whatever is an alga or seaweed or is a fish. And then they have this feeling of being connected with nature and have more knowledge about how things in the marine life is. This will like fulfill the, every person life, having this sense of achievement, of happiness. We just finished the part 1. Let's go a bit fast on the part 2, guys, I promise. So when we design, now we talk on the first part about audience, and I'm pretty sure everyone is clear, right? We are talking about our customers and how we are solving their needs. But how we do that, right? We are not calling everyone by the phone and telling them what to do. So how we are creating some content that is actually meaningful and will resonate with our audience. We need to design a journey, a well-planned route, a plan, again, what I was saying, that is taking us from the beginning to the end safely, without distraction, and effectively, right? In a way that is our brand is enhanced in that. So Understanding the content strategy mainly are these 3 points. We need a plan for creating, that is extremely big, time consuming, okay? Creating, distributing, and managing content, okay? We need to make sure that all this content is aligned with the business goals of the brand. So we need to talk about brand identity, values, tone of voice, but also it has to be useful for the people that we are targeting, right? If not, to who are we talking to? It's like talking to a mirror, talking to ourselves, not really effective. And we need to ensure there is consistency and relevance in what we are saying. Again, in terms of the way we are speaking, in terms of the sharing of information, and a way of also visually, it has to be always, let's say, sort of saying, to don't take our audience by surprise, okay? The content strategy is not just what to post, it's just throwing stuff out there. Throwing stuff out there is like putting rubbish. We already like we have a lot of content that fall our head. It's a lot. We need to work with more purpose. Why we do that? When are we doing that? And how we are effectively communicating with our audience. The fact that we have a plan will make our life easier on really answering quickly and fast to these 3 main questions, and will keep us, of course, going. Because creating content, it seems easy from one side. I don't know if you guys done it before. Maybe Shalon and Pins has done it, but it's extremely tedious and extremely big time consuming. We need to be smart on creating a method to do it effectively. Okay, so the key components of a content strategy are 3, right? We need to understand the content goals and objectives. So why, again, we do that. We need to understand the types and format. When we talk about types and formats, is understanding what this content looks like and where is placed. Type is how does it look? Means, is it a post on Instagram? Is it a video on YouTube? Is it a TikTok? Is it a blog post? Is it can be also a LinkedIn piece? And what is the format? Is it a video? Is it a long essay? Is it a bite-size carousel? Okay, thing. And we need to understand the content. So what are we talking about? Are we, if it's referring to fish tank and aquarium, are we only talking about, you know, which kind of fishes are out there? So we are a sort of encyclopedia, or just like a book where we are just describing fishes. Sounds a bit like reductive, like a bit like too much limiting, right? What are the content that we can actually talk? What are the audience really interested to learn, to know more? And how to schedule, right? When to, let's call it post, anything, post, when to place our content out there. Something absolutely don't do it is just say, oh, okay, I wake up in the morning and say, oh, okay, I'm gonna post today. Let's see, pick up the phone and you start doing. Big no, wrong. This approach will drain your energy in like few weeks, I would say. And it's not a strategy. This is just improvisation, right? It's not a plan. It's just like doing something for fun, okay? And this is not referring to a business. This is might be referring to a personal Instagram channel where you just wake up and just share whatever you feel like. That's totally fine. When the storytelling is not applied to somebody that needs to actually drive sales, okay, or drives engagement, okay. So what we are keep in mind is to have this kind of compass, right? We were talking about the journey. We were talking about a trip, a plan, right? So having a content compass guide, that's another like how do you call it? It's another board like that I will invite you one day, to just print and have it next to you to have always in your mind. Okay, is a help. It helps to map the content strategy, defining the goals, the why we do that, the different kind of topic, and then planning well the distribution channel. In my opinion, having a compass guide dashboard is essential. Essential. I don't know if you're using like a notebook, if you're using systems like Planoly. What is it out there? Planoly, okay, mainly there are many, or if you're using Notion or whatever, but you need to have a sort of like plan, like writing what to do, when, and where. Okay, so the 6 board in this case are this. We're talking about content goals, types and format, what we said before, themes and topics, the channels, distribution, the overview of a calendar, and also how to understand if we're doing right or we need to kind of like adjust our marketing strategy. We do later about the fish tank idea, because I'm pretty sure that you guys resonate. It will help you, right, to use that example, I'm sure. But we do a bit later, okay? So for now, all of these kind of things, the Content Compass guide dashboard, right, is part of a bigger purpose, right? We are talking about the storytelling part, okay? Extremely important. Why we need the storytelling, okay? Storytelling is not only a way to sell things, like convincing somebody to buy something, but it's actually describing your world, describing your business. Is about understanding which kind of content you are creating, because you have something to say. You want to tell a story, you want to share information, you want to craft content that is engaging with your audience and becomes memorable, and your audience find extremely useful, pleasant, happy to be absorbed over and over again. Okay, this will help to make your brand like very, very strong and with like roots. Okay, the power of storytelling, right? This is something that my people can be born to have, but it's a skill that you guys can develop. And most of it now we have AI. AI is very good on giving suggestion on how to work on the storytelling part. Okay. When we talk about the brand storytelling and the trail sketch dashboard, right? We are looking at what is the core message. Okay, what our brand story? What is behind all of this? Let's give an example to Apple. Okay, huge. What's the core message of Apple? What's the brand that is behind? If we are really looking into what exactly they sell, they are selling like electronic products. But why Apple is different than let me think, Samsung, whatever, Dell, whatever other big company, tech company out there. But Apple has been out for 40 years and has been crafting a brand image that is amazing. So Apple is able to really make you understand how to enter into this world. Apple is is very valuing a lot aesthetics, the experience of, for example, I have a box here, it's not Apple, but like opening their box is an experience, and it's been something that have been is covered by copyright, the experience of opening one of the boxes, the fact that everything is following a specific like color. Their campaigns are pushing a lot through the values of, for example, learning, of expanding the views of the audience, or maybe advance into technology, or maybe iPhone right now is focusing a lot on like capturing daily snippet of life, but very professionally, right? If you see the campaigns that maybe now not around the MRT, right? Okay, what's your brand core message? Okay, you're not just selling fishes. Okay, what is behind? You have to find something that will resonate with your audience and reflect actually your brand storytelling, right? You need to understand how people can feel close to you because you're sharing the same values. They are sharing their the views for the life, the views for the future, and again, feeling that there is a purpose behind. Okay, let me see if we can go on. What time? What time is it? When we talk about, again, the aquarium and fish business, let's look into the example. Before we were leaving the Compass Guide dashboard, right? We were talking about first okay, let's go jump forward. Sorry, guys. Let's look first into the brand core and message, because having very clear the example of why we are doing this, right? What is the main objective that is not only driving sales, but what we want to bring into people's life, into this world, will be much clearer later on to shape the kind of content that we want. Okay, first point. For the fish aquarium, we want to bring serenity and beauty of aquatic life into every people's home. Easy. Think about yours. It has to be something that is like 3 lines, very clear, concise. Think about the characters. So in this case, jump back into the persona type. Who are the people that will enjoy this story? Who are the characters, the protagonists, right? There are 2 kinds in this case, right? One is John. He's a passionate founder. He knows a lot about fishes and started as a beginner, and he has a journey to be an expert. So he knows what does it mean being on the first level of buying a fish, but now he also knows what is it to have a very, very wide knowledge on type of aquarium and type of fishes. And then he wants to, and why he does that? Because he wants to share his journey, because he knows that there are a lot of other passionate aquarists passionate out there, and he wants to share what his experience, what he learned, which were the mistakes that he made, for don't make the other people make the same mistakes. Think about then the settings where these context and story take place. Okay, so where these beautiful things happen. In this case, we know that is in the customer hall, or in the local community, or on the store, if we have a physical shop. We need to understand where is could be a physical place or a digital place, but it has to be a space where a lot of people from different experiences feels understood and supported. Could be a shop, walk into a shop. It could be a platform, or could be just a website, okay, or a social media page. What are the challenges that this story address? We are going back to what we said in the beginning, the pain points, the challenges, and the pain point and challenges, right? So John struggled to find good quality aquarium supplies and reliable information. Okay, so what is the resolution? John's determination leads to the creation of his own store to help out the community. Okay, all of these guys, you have to understand it, that is a way to set up the story behind your brand, why you're doing that, what is also your personal purpose, and then to craft a sort of what's this called? Wait, I have it on the tip of my mouth. Scenarios. You talk about scenarios, like a short story, short movie. You know, imagine this as a comic. Okay, like what happened in the first place, what happened in the second, and so on. You have to understand what is the resolution and moral, you know, what's the outcome, why we're doing that, is to have a very, very wide community of aquarium enthusiasts and to have an exchange. So people are exchanging the information, maybe they are making new friends, they start to, again, create a small community out of a topic that is shared to everyone, and it will help the relationship within people. We'll be happy to connect. We'll be happy to spend time with. Okay, what's this emotional appeal is the inspiration from John's journey. He will be extremely happy to see the joy on their customers' eye and the successful of his solution in the other people's setups, life, home. If we are going back, having all these storytelling in mind will help us to create the content. What are we creating at the end of the day, right? Think about why you have to define this primary objective, right? What is it? You want to increase brand awareness. Not so many people knows about fishes. You want, of course, to drive sales. We said in the beginning, somebody has to pay the rent, somebody has to pay groceries. And we need to educate people about aquarium maintenance, okay? We need to align with the audience. The content will focus on beauty of aquariums, easy of the maintenance, educational content, very important for both kind of audience. Remember what we talk about? Two kind of people, our main customers, experienced and beginners. What can we make attractive for beginners? But what beginners want maybe not be the one that expert wants. We need to balance and create something for both. So in this way, we need to find the kind of content. Try to understand if you want blog posts, if you want video tutorials, if you want social media posts about, again, customer showcase, fish facts, something like quickly to scroll. Try to understand the format. When we talk about content, the content type is what we post, the format is where. Of course, a long explanatory video of how an aquarium is, all the components of aquarium might not fit a TikTok 1 minute, 60 seconds video. Okay, so think about having something on YouTube and then how that kind of content could be shaped into more bite size for TikTok, or how that kind of video might be translated into a 6 steps aquarium description that can be read on a Instagram post. Okay, try to understand how you can engage in visually appealing with different channels. Okay, and then find the themes and the topics. Maybe some of you knows what are the content pillars. We have to think on what are the kind of topics we are talking about. We're talking about, for example, something that is educational, something that is behind the scenes, something that is product selling, something that maybe is guidelines. Okay, so all these kind of pillars will help you to create then content that will resonate with your audience and they find it useful. Distributor channels is what we talked about before. Try to understand what are where your audience is the most. If you have a very little people on YouTube, doesn't make sense to spend so much time on creating long content. You might have to focus on small snippets for TikTok, for example. Okay. Then another thing about scheduling calendar overview. I don't know, you guys, maybe I asked the crowd if you already use a tool like Planoly or again, a calendar, a piece of paper and so on. I'm using Notion, for example, to do that. And you need to understand what is also your effort. What is sustainable for you? You know, post every day, yeah, will be fantastic. Maybe some platform demands that, like Instagram, to boost the algorithms. But you need to understand if you're able to provide very good quality, visually high-level content to feed say feed a monster. No, feed a platform that will need constant care. Better to start with something like a bit more realistic, like 1-2 posts per week, one video that is really well made, 2 blog posts per month, but something that you know that you can sustain and you're not gonna burn out. Okay. And then how to understand if you're in the right direction, because you don't have people that actually walking on your shop. You don't know if they like more the orange clothes rather than the black one. You need to use what actually is out there. And I'm very glad that Instagram has made, and also Facebook, has made the insight, the insights free to be seen by everyone. So you can understand which are the content that are more successful and which are not. Then you can run some, I don't know, small surveys using the pools on Instagram to understand why some stuff are working and some other less. Okay, there are a lot of tools out there, all for free, where you can adjust your content based on what your audience will tell you. Let's look into quickly, guys. I know 9 minutes, 8 minutes. Third part, discovering new lens. And I particularly love these graphics. You understand, you know, like need to how we can chart this very, very dangerous water. We are not alone in this ocean, right? There are a lot of people like us, and there are people that we can hold hands with, and with their support, their channel, we can grow. And we are not talking about families. We're not talking about the likes of our friends, our sisters, our brothers, whatever. But we are talking about how we can enlarge the reach out, how we can understand if other businesses can, you know, we can collaborate, we can exchange effort to actually grow all together. So the usual, right? Try to understand what captivates your audience, right? You need to find this technique to boost interaction and involvement. And fortunately, there are a lot of tools that help you with that. As I said before, Instagram is one of them. It's good, absolutely. And try to understand what's the role of feedback on enhancing engagement. Don't be worried of asking what people likes or not, and don't be worried of be receiving answers that you might don't like. Not every we usually don't really like feedback, right? Because it means being exposed. But actually, feedback are extremely important, useful, because they tell us what to don't do. Right? Because in our mind, maybe sharing certain kind of topic might be super interesting because we think is groundbreaking, super cool. But our audience say, look, guys, we don't like that. It's very boring. No way. So, you know, as a business owners, we might be taken like, oh my God, no, why they don't like these kind of things? Actually, not just separate the kind of feedback from what you actually do to make better content. Again, always remember, better contents, better awareness, better engagement, and eventually better sales, right? You have to creating a dialogue. Try to understand how you can really communicate with people, okay? It's not only absorbing, but give you another tip. Every time you have a survey that usually, you know, it requires having people time and attention. And nowadays, time and attention are one of the most precious coins of exchange, values of exchange, you know, like in terms of what is valuable. Maybe try to give them something back, to exchange to their time, their opinion, and their feedback. It doesn't have to be only discounts or vouchers, but also, I don't know, something like a freebie, a printable guides, or unlocking a specific, I don't know, an early, kind of like an early bird price the moment you're going to have a new offering later on. Okay. Understanding how to work on social media, you know, it's not like I can say, it's not immediate. It's not like, yes, of course, because everyone is on social media, like it's going to be easy and let's just do it. You have to understand what resonates to you first, and what also makes your message works best. What we said in the beginning, if you are working on something that is visually appealing, is highly aesthetics, you know, Instagram is the best place to Instagram is the best place to showcase your product. If you're working on something that is more kind of like a community based, you need a lot of like exchanging opinions, you let also your user, your audience talking to each other, then Facebook actually is a much better platform. Try to understand why you're doing what, and your audience will tell you better where to direct. So when you are working on effective content distribution, and we're talking like before, try to understand actually what you are doing on making the least amount of effort. Same idea that I also been using a lot. The moment I write like a long content, or the description of a product, I don't know, I have a product, I have a lot of pictures, product description, a bit of storytelling and so on. How I can reuse that product description to many channels, you know? The nice picture might go to Instagram, but maybe to understand the usage of, I don't know, the users of something, maybe I need a 1-minute video and I will do it on Instagram, or TikTok. If I want to actually being more like explanatory, spending a bit more like time, like 5 minutes, am I gonna do a YouTube video? So how from one big thing, I can break it down into different kind of content that will feed all my other channels. Doesn't have to be filling all of them, but what I think are gonna be best for my audience. Then also we'll understand how we are promoting our content. This will be partner up with other channels. We said, like, you know, imagine the expert, the fish expert that is from SE Aquarium. We pay an amount of time and he's gonna give us like 5 videos that we then gonna use for our channel. Or we partner up with, I don't know, another shop in another country that sells different kind of fishes. Just saying. Think about how you can also improve your outreach, not only because you're using the collaboration, collaborative system with other experts, but also think how you can reach a wider audience, really in terms of SEO, or how you can improve the social media sharing, like, I don't know, organizing giveaway, organizing, I don't know, like a bit more like this kind of gamification, to understand how to do email marketing, understand how to do newsletter, and so on. Okay, I hope I give you enough food for thoughts to think. This one, 2 minutes. Guys, I'm stretching slightly a bit. So this one you don't have to look, but when we're talking about the digital marketing channels and the content types and the kind of commitment types, here we go. Instagram takes a lot of time, while if you want to dedicate a bit more time, you know, Pinterest is a bit less. Pinterest, you just drop an image and the system goes itself. Instagram, you need to engage into stories, into reels, into understanding your audience and answering questions, and so on. You're gonna get this one later, so don't need to check now. In this case, utilizing the some strategy dashboard, okay, will help you to understand how to best approach your social engagement. It's not only just creating content out of it, but again, measure your effort, measure the time that you want to put, the money. Also, if you need to pay somebody else, it's better to post something well made for on all aspects in terms of execution, with people that has been done a very good visual for you, very good video making, a very good audio recording. Better to do something that is very well made once rather than scatter and very like mediocre material all over. Okay, this one is something that I will give you, I will let you to think a bit about later, but it's a bit more on strategizing. Wait, let me see, on which kind of platform you want to be. You remember, you can outline the type of contents depending on the platform. I give you plenty of examples, what you're going to put on YouTube versus what you're going to put on TikToks. You need to understand how the engagements. Insta stories, you might gonna put a lot of more pools. Rather than Facebook, you're gonna try to have live sessions. So your audience will engage with each other. Try to understand how to reach more followers, not only paying advertisement. What's happening? Oh, sorry. Okay, not only on advertisement, but also on understand how to collaborate with others and so on. Tracking your success means using all the tools that helps you to understand how your engagement, how your people loves your specific content and what doesn't love. Doesn't mean that you're doing a very bad job. It means that you know what to don't put your focus. If something that is not welcome, just put it on the side, think about it later, and don't put your effort in that. Put on something that is actually more successful. Okay? That's another tool that you can use. Understand how you can understand what's your content, where are the posts that are performing best, what are the teams that are performing best, what are the feedback that you're gonna get best. Try to understand if there are trends and patterns. Try to understand what are the insights that you can get, you can improve, you can do best, and try to have like any kind of plan, a bit more engagement goals in terms of upcoming goals. If we are looking to a calendar like in a year, try to understand if there is a specific time where you can drive a bit more sales, because I'm trying to think on a fish example, if maybe, I don't know, October is a good month to get new fishes, because, I don't know, the lifespan of, not lifespan, like there are new fishes born in a specific area, you know, or fishes are being a gift for, I don't know, Chinese New Year. Koi, now in this case, I'm thinking, you know, try to understand if there are goals that can be reflect also on the way that you are planning your content. You have everything here. This is the kind of things that we were talking about before. I just really quickly run. This is the log dashboard. Try to understand what is the performing content, how you can engage and understand the audience feedback. And then remember, that's the last part, guys. Give me 1 minute only. Last part is to understand what are the key performance indicators. Like, you have to set your KPIs. I'm sure every one of you knows what KPI is, right? You need to measure the aspect of your success or unsuccess, right? How to make things better because you set up a number to reach. And what can I do better to be able to reach that number? Okay, be realistic. Try to don't set up like a crazy crazy numbers. Like, I don't know, it's a new business. I want to reach 1,000 followers in 1 month. Might not be the best idea if you don't want to buy followers, but try to do on a span of 6 months, for example. Okay. Or buy, or just, I don't know, sell 1 service per month rather than selling it 10. That's it. Just check your analytics. This is a bit of a final part. Check your analytics. The digital landscape is ever changes. It's not the fact that you are just planning one strategy out for a year. It is going to be stay exactly the same. You have to constantly see if your plan is actually working. Maybe not day by day, but set up a reasonable amount where you do some sort of like milestones and reflection every. I would say 3 months. 3 months, you're going to see if there are actually trends on your plan. And after that, you understand to pivot, try new approaches, and have fun on finding new solutions. Okay? Guys, that was our final slide. I feel that I'm still repeating always the same things over and over, but the fact that you are continuous learning, you have this kind of like really like a curious and nice approach into things, and keep learning, evolving. It's a driver. It's where will make you lasting in something that might be challenging, you know, to beginning. Like opening a new business, right? But for this, I will say, guys, thank you for staying with me. And if you have a bit of time, next 4th of October, Friday, we are gonna understand how to build a landing page in 5 minutes. You might don't have only a social media page, but you want to build actually a web page. We're gonna do it very quickly and fast. But we also gonna see on Saturday how to build a custom ChatGPT for your work life. That's gonna be a bit more techy, a bit more interesting. And then it's another thing that I would like to invite you, also because there is a bit of reward. But if you want to just share your feedback, just take a screenshot, a picture of the QR code, and you're gonna get a $5 discount at the end of your survey. Okay, what we are saying before. I need your time, but I can also give you something back. Okay, for anything that you need, just reach out. These are my my informations. Media House is always there available to you. And if you want to further discuss about the things, I'll be happy to hear from you. Connect through LinkedIn, send me a message, and we see you, I hope, next time. Okay? Have a good afternoon for today, good rest of the week, and I hope to see you soon. Ciao, bye.